Welcome to Yoga with Katie. Today we're going to be focusing on the core, so we're only going to be sitting down today. If you know that you need a blanket to sit on, great, do that. If you know that you have sensitivity in the wrist, definitely grab a blanket to help with that, or you can substitute for fists today. We do practice yoga responsibly here, so be mindful of your surroundings, of the sensations that are happening in your body, and we are going to get right into it. We're going to start off with just laying down on our spines. So lay all the way down and pause here for a moment in this little mini shavasana. Slowly inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Again, inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Last one, this one's different. Inhale slowly through the nose. 3, 2, 1. Exhale through the nose, slow. 4, 3, 2, 1. Find your natural breath. And your breath is what's going to help you guide through these shapes today. I will give you modifications, or you can go as hard as you would like. We're going to see if we can try to match our breath with the movement. When you're ready, we're going to bend into the knees. Go ahead and hug them and just rock side to side for a quick moment. When you're ready, we'll plant the feet into the floor, making sure that they're hip width distance apart, that your knees are also hip width distance, so that you're making two little parallel mountains with your legs. When you're ready, you're going to tuck the pelvis in so you can roll that tailbone up to the sky for a bridge pose. On the exhale, return the hips to the floor. If you'd like to add the arms, inhale, arms reach up overhead to the floor behind you. Exhale, hands and hips come down at the same time. Find your version of what you'd like to do today. Arms up or arms stay down. 2 more rounds. Inhale, hips up. Exhale, hips down. Last one. Inhale, bridge, pressing through the heels. Exhale, return to the floor. Beautiful. We're going to move into what's called a dead bug. So you're going to hover your feet above the floor, and we're going to make sure our knees are over our hips. So trying our best to not hug them in. Your shins are parallel with the floor like a little table, and I like to flex my feet to find some activation. Now, before we add our arms, we're thinking our lower back is pressing into the mat and never leaves. So our core is already nice and strong. You can stay right here, and you're going to think one leg reaches for the floor and then returns. If you'd like to add the arms, your arms reach up to the sky. We do opposite arm and leg, so it could be right arm, left leg, return through center. So as we're doing this, we're thinking two things. One is your lower back constantly pressing towards the floor. That's the core engagement. The other one is that your leg that is not moving does not move. We're trying to prevent it from hugging back into the body. Your knee stays stacked over the hip. We also know that the lower your arm and your leg get to the floor, the more intense, versus just kind of hanging them around up here is easier. So find your version and your range of motion. One more round. Cool. Go ahead and relax your legs wider than the mat. Arms nice and wide. So now you're in a big X shape. Go ahead and roll all the way onto the right side hip. Feet stay where they are. Option to use your bicep as like a little pillow. Both arms reach up overhead. So we're finding a nice big line from your top hand through the front of the body all the way to that back leg. Stretching through the core, through the hips. When you exhale, return to the spine, big X shape. And we'll do it on the other side. So rolling onto the left hip, seeing how far you can get your right hip to reach over. So yes, this is a bit of a twist. Your legs are still wide. Find what's comfortable for your head. Pause for the breath. When you exhale, return to the spine. Let's just give ourselves a nice big reach here. Big X shape. Imagine somebody's pulling on all your limbs. Exhale and inhale. Exhale to release. Wonderful. Go ahead and hug the knees. And we're just rocking and rolling on the spine. Maybe you find a little hover at the top. That is already activating your core to hover. Awesome. Let's go ahead and sit up. And we're going to do a fun little build upon type of core exercise. So starting pretty basic, your hands are on the floor behind you. And your feet are, again, in that our little parallel mountains like we did in bridge. So hip width distance, your knees are not falling out or falling in. And what we're going to do is we're going to either stay here and we're just going to think long, stepping them out and in. If you'd like to go one step farther, maybe you think half boat and they reach for the floor and then come back up. Whatever shape you've chosen so far, we're still thinking tall through the top of the head, so long lower back. That's what these hands are here for, to help think long lower back. If you'd like to go farther, maybe you take it with no hands. Arms reach long and come in. Continuing, we're going to be here for a little bit because we're going to keep building. Option is just full boat. Lower the legs, bring them back up, maybe even passing through low to tall. Another step is we're going to point the toes and then kind of crisscross the legs as you lower to your low boat. Bring them back up. Crisscross to lower. Bring them back up. My final and fullest expression is flexing the feet. When you've reached the top, you're going to do one little squeeze, find a hamstring stretch, squeeze it in, release, and then we'll do it again. Point the toes, crisscross, lower. Inhale, come back up. Exhale as you squeeze a leg, exhale, lower. Inhale, up. Exhale, squeeze, squeeze. Beautiful. Inhale, lower. Whoa, don't fall. Inhale, up. Do it again. Squeeze, squeeze. Final round. I know you're feeling it. Right back up. Flex, hug, hug. Awesome. Okay, plant your feet as wide as the mat and just windshield wiper the legs side to side. Oh, man. Cool. We're going to do one more. And this last one is going to be a marching. So option to stay here, again, seated. Feet are flexed, hip width distance, and you're just squeezing the leg into the body. This can be done up against a wall, like you're doing a wall sit, and you're marching your feet. So we're working on that hip flexor as well as the core. If you want to go one step farther, it's reverse table. Lift the hips, marching the legs in. Being mindful of your neck here. If it's comfortable to look up, please do that. But we're keeping our hips as high as we can, like you're an actual table, like you can hold a little bowl of cereal on your belly. Final expression is reverse plank. So legs are long, our toes are reaching for the floor, we're squeezing the legs in, and then we march our legs from here. 3 more rounds. This is right, left, 2, right, left, last one. Keep your hips up. Cool. Have a seat. Let's stretch out our core. Swing the legs around. Pause in a kneeling position just to stretch out the wrists. That was a lot of pressure on the wrists. Give them a little shake if you need. Let's step back and place our elbows on the ground, Sphinx pose. So lower the hips, lower the belly. Shoulders reach back behind. And we neutralize the neck. So instead of looking forward, you're going to tuck your chin and you're looking at like the top of your mat. So your glutes are relaxed, heavy through the belly. Inhale. Exhale fully. Option to stay here if you'd want to go farther into a little cobra. Hands come by the rib cage. Squeeze the elbows in as you press up. Feeling the stretch through the front of the body. Last expression, if you want to go deeper, you're going to hover your knees. So full on upward facing dog. And I like to add a little twist. So you cross one leg over, a little tap, back through center. Tap, back through center. My favorite fitness coach on YouTube is Sean Vigue. He does this one a lot. Cool. Go ahead and relax all the way down. Child's pose. Knees wide, toes touch. Relax your arms and your head where it's comfortable. And here we'll pause for a brief moment. Round that spine. If you're ready to finish class, we'll sit up into a comfortable seated position. It could be kneeling, it could be crisscross applesauce. Wherever you are, hands in prayer fashion at the center of the heart. Taking a moment to feel your heart rate, feel your breath. We end class by taking the thumbs to touch the third eye. This is our reminder to have an open and receptive mind. Thumbs to the lips as a reminder to have kind words. Thumbs to the heart as a reminder to have a truthful heart. The light in me bows to the light within you. Namaste.